1,
2,
3,
4.
Have 5.
5 years ago this month, I lost my little brother to leukemia. He was only 29 years old. The disease took over his body and rapidly, and he passed to only 10 months after he was diagnosed. Even though it was a short time, it could have been shorter if it had not been for a stem cell transplant 2 months prior to his passing. I was his stem cell donor. My whole family was tested to see who would be the closest match. In doing so, we learned that there were so many patients with life-hindering diseases that had no matches. Be the Match asked us if we were willing to donate, even if it was a stranger. Every adult should register for Be the Match donor registry because there are thousands of patients needing a transplant that have no match. Some patients need a bone marrow transplant to have a chance at living, yet most patients will never find a match. Donating to a patient is life-changing. You may be wondering, what is Be the Match and how do I sign up? Be the Match will actually only swab your cheek, and from there they will put you on a registry to see if you match anyone that is waiting for a transplant. Only 1 out of 453 people will be chosen to either donate stem cells or bone marrow. According to Be the Match, thousands of people with blood cancers like leukemia, lymphoma, sickle cell anemia, and other life-threatening diseases depend on bone marrow or cord blood transplant to save their life. Everyone needs healthy cells to continue living. Sometimes when you have a disease, your body actually fights the cells that you have. In this case, the best possible outcome would be involving having a bone marrow transplant. Donating bone marrow or stem cells actually gives hope to patients who otherwise had none. Patients sometimes have been waiting their whole lifetime and have actually had never found a match. The best transplant outcome happens when a human leukocyte antigen and the HLA of a registry member or cord blood unit closely matches. It's not about having the same blood type. It also involves having the same proteins in the blood. Extensive testing will ensure that the donor is the best match for the patient. The closer the match, the better of chances of the body accepting the donation and not trying to fight it. So now that you know that donating can save lives, I want to explain what the process is like. I gave live stem cells, and they call this peripheral blood stem cell donation. It is referenced as PBS donation. I had to get injections for 5 days prior to the donation. These injections were of a drug called filgrastim, which helped my body increase the number of cells it was producing. I'm not here to say or lie that it was easy, because it wasn't. The injections left my stomach bruised, and at one point I thought I had a reaction and I needed to go to the hospital. But I called and they actually told me it was a normal feeling. Most patients actually recover in less than a week. The day of the transplant, I had to lie in bed for 8 hours with needles in my arms, and the machine was taking the blood out, spinning the cells that they needed, and then they put the blood back into my system. Immediately after the procedure, my blood cells were taken to my brother, and they connected to the IV, and he received the donation. It took longer for me to give than to him to receive it. Donating stem cells or bone marrow will never be easy and pain-free, but it could actually save someone's life. The process doesn't take long to register. All you need to do is take a step of faith and sign up. You can actually register online at bethematch.com, or can find a local event, and all they do is they will swab your mouth or your cheek, and then all you need to do, but most patients will never find a match. But imagine if you could save someone's life. You'll remain on the registry until you're asked to be removed. The registry has a lot of people signed up, but there are still thousands who have no match. If you're lucky and there is a match, they will contact you for more information. And of course, when you sign up, they will let you know more about the procedure. If you sign up, you could save someone's life. Remember, signing up is easy. Donating takes the time. It can be painful, but it's life. It saves someone's life. It's worth it. I'm hoping that by hearing this presentation today, that you have thought about becoming a stem cell or bone marrow donor. All you need to do is register online. You can save someone's life.